There are days where I have to pick between my book and my phone, and my phone wins. I am not, my phone will win. I will press my phone. I will not feel bad about not reading that day or that week. Hi, my name is Wonderful, and I'm here to answer some of the questions that you guys have been dropping on my DMs. So, a lot of people ask me, how do I start reading? I don't like reading. I'm not a book person. Reading is not my thing. I cannot just stay and start reading. These are a lot of questions I get daily. Daily. Wonderful, how can I start reading? Wonderful, what do you people see in reading? How can you just stay like this and be reading? But God forbid, I'm not that kind of person. I'm here for you. I'm here to answer all of these questions. Let's go. I didn't start reading because I enjoy reading books. No, no. In fact, the kind of books I liked to read were novels. For instance, I have this book and I have this book. The typical me would go for this one because why, this is probably like a romantic novel, and that's like kind of what I like to read. But this is more like a self-help book, and it's not something I would pick on a random day to read. Do you understand? I like reading novels. I did not like reading motivational book. I did not like reading self-help book. It was a struggle. So I totally understand how you feel when you say, how do you read? Wonderful. Why do you like talking about books? Why do you? Yes, I totally understand. The truth is, there was a point in my life that I knew that if I needed to be what I want to be, if I needed to get to where I want to be, there were certain books I had to start reading. Getting to that point was, I didn't just close my eyes and wake up one day and say, oh, wonderful, get to that point. No, far from that. It was a gradual process. There were people I looked up to. I've always talked about having a mentor, a role model. There are people I look up to. There are people that I want to be like. And when I look at their lifestyle, when I compare, like I bring like 6 people that I love how they are, I love where they are going, I love their vision. I look at their life and I see that there is something distinctive in each and every one of them, and that's reading. And they do not read romantic novels. I'm not saying romantic novel is bad. No, they do not read Peter love Ada, Ada love Obi. No, they were reading books that made them what they were. They were reading books that challenged their ideas. They were reading books that challenged their vision. They were reading books that pointed them to the direction which they want to go. So I had to ask myself, wonderful, if you want to be like this person, you know you have to read the kind of books that these people are reading. Is it easy? No. Definitely not. Especially building a reading habit now that we have our phone as our major distractions. I've said this before. Your phone is both an advantage and a disadvantage because as much as it widens your knowledge, it also diminishes it. Especially in our generation. Do I struggle? Yes. I need to admit something. I don't have the perfect reading habit. I don't have the the dream reading lifestyle. Oh, she's a big reader, she'll order one book this month and finish it. No, there are days where I have to pick between my book and my phone, and my phone wins. I am not, my phone will win. I will press my phone. I will not feel bad about not reading that day or that week. For those of you that asked, my first advice is this: what do you want? That's the first thing. I'm not going to tell you, because you need to build a reading habit, pick a random book on your shelf. No. That's where we come in. That's where I come in. Wonderful Reads, I recommend books for you based on the direction you want to be going, based on what you want to do. I would recommend books on that. I would ask you, what do you want? If you want to probably develop your financial life, there are books on that. So you know that this is your goal. Your goal is probably to save better, to spend better, to understand trading, to invest, to do business. That's your goal. And because that's what you want to do, there is something called drive. So because that's what you want to do, there is a drive to want to achieve that. So that drive is what will prompt you to start reading. When you come to us, we give you the book. Then you ask yourself, do I want this? Do I want to build a good financial lifestyle? Yes, you pick up the book. You don't pick up the book one day and finish it in one day. No. The first thing is you have a drive, okay? It is that drive that prompts you to open the book. When you open the book and you read the first page and you see that, this author is actually saying something that would improve my life in this direction, in finances, in investing, in saving, you continue. You can start with one book a day, one page a day, rather. You can start with one page a day. It's a process. Are there times you will get stuck? Yes, there are times you will get stuck. Your drive answers the question, why do I want to read this book? When you answer that question, reading the book becomes easier. It doesn't mean you automatically become a first hand reader. No, it just becomes easier. You just always want to come back to it. Every book is asking for your time. The truth is, which one speaks to the direction with which you are going or which direction you want to be going?